Dear Elijah and Elena, have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan. I say this because when I was a kid growing up, this is the late 80s, but especially in the 90s, early 2000s when I was a teenager, we all thought we were going to be something famous. We all thought we were going to be, well, not maybe not all of us, but a lot of, young kids, we idolized someone famous. So we thought, oh, maybe we could do that one day. So when I was a kid in the mid 90s, to a degree, I idolized people like Tupac Shakur, who you all will never know who that is. But when you get older, research him. He was quite the rapper, quite the actor. Had some moments of activism and things of that nature. Very, very intelligent guy. Made bad decisions, but very entertaining. So anyway, I idolized him. So when I got older, I was a middle class kid and couldn't rap. I wanted to be a rapper. And for a time, I wanted to be a football player. Back when I thought that was a sport I really cared about when I was a kid. And when the older I got, I had a cousin of mine who was a pretty good athlete. He was a pretty good basketball player. And like so many guys, who back during that time, maybe even still now, my dad would ask, hey, what do you want to be when you get older? And my cousin would say, man, I want to be a basketball player. I want to play in the NBA. And my father told him, he said he gave him my father's, way more. Granddaddy Ali is way much more intelligent than daddy. So your grandfather would basically say, give him the statistics of how difficult it actually was to make it into the NBA. And my cousin at the time just didn't think about it. He was like, man, really? I guess I never thought about it in those terms. But having a backup plan, because it's more than likely you're not going to make it to the pros. So if you become a really good athlete in something, like your uncle is a really good tennis player, we've had other family members that are really good athletes. As far as I know, none of them have made it into the pros. But for different reasons. Some were injured. Some just took a different route. Whether it was college wasn't for them or never got quite as far into the semi pros or whatever. And so anyway, my whole point being is that is life. Sometimes you might have this grand idea in your mind that I'm going to be a famous actor or a famous singer or a famous basketball player or a famous whatever you think, something in entertainment or something to do with your body, with thousands, maybe millions of people will come and pay tickets to see you do it or whatever. That just may not be always be the case. For most of us, we have to work hard. So you have to have a backup plan, prepare yourself, because let's say if you want to be a great athlete, let's say if you do get injured, you got to work your butt off to get to levels of success in the gym and stuff like that. But let's say you get injured on the court or wherever, whatever you're doing, you need to have something to back you up, because one, you want to be able to make a living for yourself. Mom and you want to be able to live off mom and daddy. I can tell you that right now. And on top of that, um, there's more to life than just those things. So it could be that, let's say you do become successful at whatever sport. It may just be that you end up wanting to do something else. So, and don't be afraid to be excellent in more than one thing. Be excellent in sports and be excellent, when it comes to something else, arts or books or whatever else that you're interested in. Something to think about.